Right, so if you're watching this video, you're probably having the same problem as me. Now, Bsa R12 CLX Pro regulated has a major problem. Now, when I inquired about it, I was told it's user error, and the only way this can be loaded is pointed at the floor. There's nothing wrong with it at all, it's user error. So, looking further into it, the problem is these magazines are garbage, for a start. And I'll show you what the problem is now. If you can see, I will load the pallet. So that's loaded in further enough, and watch, falls out. So what's happening, if this ain't pointed to the floor when loaded, when it's open or start the cock, the pallet falls down in there and in here. It's actually about 5 in there now, because look, it won't load. And this is after they told me what to do. I'll zoom out so you can see. One load, look. Will not load because there's pellets blocking the way. But as user error. That was by the DIDNT Centre told me that. So what they also told me then, how to fix this is replace the O-ring on the magazine with a tighter O-ring. I've done that. It's not probably the right O-ring that I've done, and that's why it happened again today. So this video basically is out of the box, or however you want to call it. It's not fit for purpose unless you got to point it at the floor to load it. So I was told. So we'll have a quick look now on the magazine. Well, I've done one, and what you've got to remember is when you take this apart, it's a spring system in here, and to make it go like that, you need to load it back up when you put it back together. So 2 screws. I've just broke this O-ring anyway, so 2 screws. It's a little plastic washer. Plastic washer. Can I zoom out a bit more, because yeah, right. See if you can see that now. Right, plastic washer underneath. I'm keeping my fingers on that so I don't spin out. Take that washer off, and the O-ring that was originally on here was that size. Right, a bit thinner to fit in the groove, but I did stretch a smaller one round, and it's no good. You know what I mean? So what I've got today is bit bigger ones. Just basically that's the ones I tried stretching over and they just didn't last. You know. So I've got these ones now out of the service kit for an outboard. So I'll try one of them. But what you want to watch, if you're just taking this apart for the first time, count how many times that will spin fully when you release the pressure, so you know how many times you've got to spin him back to load it up. I didn't, so I was just guessing. So as you can see, the spring, I will just basically put that over there. Right, so that is an actually better one, to be honest with you. So I'll just try this now. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not good, is it? It's not good. You know, shouldn't be having to piss about with this, really. You know, absolute bag of shit, you ask me. But that's basically, you know, that's basically what do you want? So I'll have a look now. If I've got any other O-rings that I can use, which I haven't. Should have loads really. I probably have got some somewhere, but I'll have a look. Right, I've just found that one. Right. Shouldn't, like I say, you shouldn't have to be doing this. You know what I mean? And there's a reason. If you look on YouTube, all these YouTubers that are testing this or tested this were all given the 2.2, because it don't happen with the 2.2. It only happens with the 177. So you can ask yourself why. Yeah, here we go. You can feel that nice and tight now. No, unbelievable. And ask yourself why they didn't give him the 177. And also, if this was 5 years in the making, obviously never done a field test. But yeah, quite disappointed when he said he was a user, that. Yeah, you can see how they're loose. It's just no good at all. Right, I'm back. So, I've just sourced a lot of O-rings because all the ones I had wasn't working. And I found one that seems to be holding at the moment, and that's, what's that? 15 mil, 20 mil, 15 mil thick O-ring. And that's what it was on there. So it's holding now. Now I'll show you how to put it back together. Right, so the awl in the back of the magazine. Put that pin in there. It is fiddly, so it might take a few attempts and it'll be drawn out, so I will edit this video down. Right, he's in there now, right? It's a little pin in the back. That spring looks, you know, that's a new spring in there. It's ridiculous. Absolutely, you know, it's not acceptable really. Now, another one this side. It's a little pin there, so that spring that sticks up, I don't know whether you can see it, goes in there, in that hole. Again, fiddly. Oh, straight in, yeah, he's in, right? He's in. So once he's in, turn it till it stops. Now check that. If you were to put it back together, your count would be on 12, so you know you got it on the right spin. When I say right spin, loading up the right way. What you do then, turn him till he locks like keeping, and just gently lift it so you can lift it over the lock and you hear him click. So now he's empty. He should be on 1 when it's back together. With me? So get your pins in, turn it till he locks, gently lift the magazine but not allowing the spring to jump out. prettier rubber, no, little plastic spacer. And put them back together. But when you think this, you know, out of the box, it's not usable. You can't go and use it in the field, or point it up into a tree, or lay prone, and without getting up off the floor and pointing it back to the floor to load it. Because no matter what pellet you put in there, and I've tried loads of them, it falls back out. Right, so what we'll do now that's back together. Lovely. Quite worried about that spring, but seems to be alright. So we'll load them up with, they are exacts, but that's just be exacts. And we'll just try them now. Yes. Seems to have done the job. He's hanging out there, look, but at least there's a bit better resistance on that. But personally, I won't be happy until they sort this out. They need to sort that out, because that's the problem, eh? Can you see? I got a little torch. Right, so what the problem is, let me get you there. Right, I see that all. That's, you'll fit a 7.62 down in there. And what's happening when you point the gun up in the air, pellets are falling back down in the air and they stop your loading, look. So this won't load now. So I'll quickly drop the stock off while you are here. And watch. There's that. 1, 2. Oh yeah, get that in. The pallet just dropped out somewhere. Yep. So the state of it crashed, and as a gun centre said that, hang on what, I'll just drop the floor. Said it's a user issue. I'm not happy with that, and I won't be happy till this is sorted. So, Egan Centre, was it Steve I spoke to Thursday? Basically told me that, and when I rang up on Friday to ask the name of the guy I spoke to, then I kind of got some answers off, I think it was Ben that told me, try a tighter O-ring around the magazine. It seems to have worked, but if, you know, you've seen how many O-rings I tried on, and yeah, it's not really ideal, and I probably wouldn't advise anyone on getting one until that's sorted. So let's have a look for the load now. Loads now. See, it was jammed, look. But what worries me, what happens, right, it gets in, swarf gets in, once, you know, all this cocking mechanism peels bits of lead off, your magazine rotator there doesn't rotate the magazine fully, so when your probe goes back in, you're pushing the skirt in the pellet through the mag, damaging it, creating flyers nearly every shot. But Steve, our friend Steve at Egan Centre said it's a user issue. I was assured on Friday that he never said that. So in the layer, right? Anyway, or if you had a different fix, because I was thinking about getting some kind of shim on the inside, so when that's open, nothing go back anyway, but it closes up when it's loaded and pushed back in. But it wouldn't be too bad if you could get a really thin shim that side, so just the probe can go through. Very poor design for 5 years in the making, mind. And the name Pro, I take the name Pro being that it is the best of his abilities on everything he can do. Whether you are shooting it with it pointing in the air, shooting it pointing in the ground, shooting it, loading it behind your back. You know? It's not something you would expect when all the rave have been going. 5 years in the making. This is, you know, the Don Wang, like. Yeah. Not convinced at all. And basically, out of the box, it's a bag of shit. 177 anyway. So let me know what you think, guys. If you've had similar issues yourself, what fix have you had? What kind of help have you been given? And yeah, happy days. Because it's a pity, because it is damn sexy, you know. It is.